So Tom Aspinall made a recent video on his YouTube channel talking about the current situation with him and John Jones, when his next fight will be, and potentially who it will be against if John Jones doesn't chooses to sign the contract or fight Tom Aspinall. We got a lot to talk about here. I want to start off watching a bit of his video and then giving you what I think should happen and possibly will happen in the heavyweight division. So if that interests you, stick around. Without further ado, let's get into it. Um, yeah.
We're now in March when people watch this video. We've stayed quiet in obviously January, February. We pushed the Jones fight a lot last year, but we sort of said, right, crack on with training. Where do things stand?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who know me mainly for talking about John Jones, which is a shame because there's a lot of stuff that I've done in the UFC and I'm completely aware of that. Don't want to talk about, like, I've been staying away from the media and talking about John Jones a lot because, in all honesty, I'm sick of talking about it myself. But there needs to be updates. Do you know what I mean? I see a lot of articles out there online saying a load of different things that's just not true. Do you know what I mean? It's just not true. Where we're at right now is I have spoke to the UFC on multiple occasions about this fight. I'm chasing it up. I want the fight. I've been on record and said that I want the fight. I've been on the phone with the UFC saying that I want the fight. When's it happening? I want the fight more than anyone. What is holding it up right now is his side. That's the truth of it. The UFC really want the fight to happen. They've told me that. This is, as I said, this is one of the biggest fights that can be made in MMA right now. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows it. It's just, does he want to put himself in a position where he's comfortable enough financially to take the risk that he's taking to fight me? And that is where we're at. Like, the UFC tell me, they assure me that they are doing everything they can to make this fight. So it's totally, as far as I'm aware, this is now totally down to John Jones and his team to work that out, because I'm in, the UFC are in. They assure me that they desperately want to make the fight. Every time I speak to them, they say we are working as hard as we can on the fight, and I'm literally just waiting for a date. I'm not bothered where it is. I'm not bothered who it's against. To be honest, it's not just the John Jones fight I'm looking for. I'm looking to fight, man. Like, I'm in shape. I've been working hard since way before Christmas. I've been in the gym twice a day.
Alright, so I'm gonna cut it off there. I wanted to play as much of the video I can before commenting. So where we're at right now is John Jones beats Stipe in November at Madison Square Garden, defends his title. Before that was off a year and a half. He fought in March 5th, 2023. Was supposed to fight November of 2023, got injured. Then we got the Stipe fight, and in that time, Tom Aspinall has turned himself into the clear front runner for the new age of heavyweight champions. He's knocked out nearly every single top contender in the first round, apart from the contender we're going to bring up here in the second part of the video. But for Tom Arsenal, his point of view is he wants that title. Winning it over John Jones would be legacy defining because nobody has beat John Jones. I know that, we had the Dominic Reyes fight, we had the Thiago Santos fight, first Gustafsson fight too, which were really close. Very close. Could have gone either way. A lot of people thought that Gus won the first fight. A lot of people thought that Dominic Reyes won that fight against John Jones. But the fact of the matter is, John Jones has only one loss to Matt Hamill, which was a bullshit loss and would have been legal today had it happened. But then the other thing is like I'm a big John Jones fan. You guys know this. It's where he has missed a handful of fights that were legacy defining. That had he beat the names of Rumble Johnson, had he beat DC in the second fight, that stayed there. Um, had he moved up to heavyweight earlier, there's so many good fights that we missed from John Jones due to the out of the cage uh, events that happen too frequently with John Jones. And then obviously we had that Instagram live a few weeks ago that was very concerning. And, you know, I feel bad for Tom Aspinall. I feel bad for a guy who had John Jones not held up that division, kind of like the same way Connor held up lightweight years ago. Tom Aspinall could probably be in the GOAT discussion. I know we're talking a lot about Pereira with his upcoming fight with Uncle Live. John Jones has been in that GOAT conversation nearly his entire career. And for somebody like Tom Aspinall, who should be undefeated, his only fight in the UFC was due to injury, and he came back and knocked out Blades in the first round. Uh, the biggest thing though is knocking out Pavlovich to win the interim title. In my opinion, that is what showed okay. Sergey Pavlovich was looked at as the big scary guy on the rise. He was on a 5 fight win streak. He was knocking everybody out, and then Astro showed up, knocked him out early, and that was where it's like, oh my god, we have a potential all time great right here. And when John Jones is coming into this conversation, is that one, he wants more money, he deserves it. 15 title defenses, 16 title fights, whatever it is, he deserves 10 to 15 million. There's only a few guys on that list. Conor McGregor, John Jones, Islam Makhachev, Khabib, and I would say those guys were even a tier above what Israel Adesanya was in his prime, what Sean O'Malley is. I feel, um, but it's it's hardly the ability in the cage that you talk about when John Jones comes up. It's all the close fights. You can call me a stan here. You can call me a fanboy. What you want. All of the close fights in his career have been a John Jones that didn't look motivated, that just came in there for a paycheck. And I believe, the two fights we've seen at heavyweight were night and day from what we were seeing at the end of his light heavyweight career against those three guys. The way he finished Gone instantly, pretty much. The way, again, I know Stipe was 42. DC won the heavyweight belt when he was 42. Look at what he did to Stipe Miocic. Again, it would have been much better. Stipe was still active. He wasn't coming off of a knockout loss. But it's about the legacy to John Jones. And it's hard. Either he gets it or he's baiting us. Tom Aspinall is probably the biggest legacy fight he can have, where for a guy that wants to retire either this fight or the next fight, I feel like John Jones Alex Pereira, if Jones can beat Aspinall, is likely going to be the end of John Jones's career. Probably will be the last of the last fight for Pereira, depending on how many fights he wants to have at heavyweight. If he gets past Magomed and Collab, even if he doesn't, because he moved up to light heavyweight on a loss. These are all legacy defining fights. And not only is John Jones robbing Tom Aspinall, you know, potentially being one of the greats to to ever do it. You know, Aspinall or Pereira is being active. The reason we're talking about him going to heavyweight is that he nearly cleared out light heavyweight in a year. Had he would have fought Uncle Live for his third title defense, I think we would be talking about Pereira moving up now, you know. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I've grown into a big Tom Arsenal fan, like looking at his channel, looking at his interviews. Like, he's a highly intelligent guy, massive dude. His agility for heavyweight is uh unheard of for most athletes. The size of him too. He can wrestle. He has knockout power. He's knocked out nearly every heavyweight contender, as we mentioned. Like, this is the kind of fight where you look back and it's like, oh my god, John Jones was able to beat the greatest of this era, the greatest of his era, the greatest of the era before him. That's what John Jones has to look at. You know, I would argue Alex Pereira. Well, I guess Alex Pereira is this generation's icon, I'd say. Yeah, the Connor Ronda era. Before that, I would say that was more of the Jones era than you had the GSP Silva era. Like, this is why I'm getting frustrated is that these are legacy defining fights for John Jones, for all these three guys, which I do feel all three of these guys could fight each other in the next year and a half. You know, it comes down to money. I understand as an athlete you want to make the most amount of money. For somebody like John Jones with that Instagram post, I've been drunkenly saying all that stuff coming out weeks ago. With the car crash, with hiding under the mats now, like it's it gets harder to be a John Jones fan. Each day it goes on. This is how you shut people up. You shut people up by performing. This is what I talked about when I was talking about Conor McGregor during all of his stuff. Activity, performance. That's how you win people over when you're outside of the cage doing all these stupid things. But I hope this does work out for Tom Aspinall. I do hope we get an international fight week again. That has been my idea ever since Madison Square Garden last year. But you let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Oh wait, no, I forgot the other part. I forgot the other part. Okay, so the other person who called out Tom Aspinall for a fight is no other but Jailton Almeida. I nearly forgot about this. I want to quickly comment on this and then we'll go. So, Jailton Almeida commented on Tom Aspinall's video saying, let's go, champ. Uh, we, we read all that. Um, so, this is his Instagram post. If the fight against Jones doesn't work, let's go, champ. Forget God, he ducked you before he is now ducking me. Besides that, he already lost 2 times in title fights, and his last win was a robbery. Let's make Aspinall versus Almeida for undisputed title. I love this fight. I love this fight. I'm a big Almeida fan. I love the work on the ground that he does, and he's one of the only few guys that Tom Aspinall hasn't beat. And if you add him onto the list of names at heavyweight that Tom Aspinall has beat, you're talking about potentially the greatest heavyweight of all time. Like, I still think that Stipe Miocic holds that title until either Tom wins the belt. If it's against Jones, I kind of think he does it there. But, you know, this is an era where with guys like Tom, with guys like Almeida, we could see more people in heavyweight defend that title for more than one or two defenses. We can see maybe, some of the runs we've seen at welterweight, middleweight happen, the 5 to 10, 5 to 8 title fight runs. I think that both Almeida and Aspinall are capable of doing that. Um, Again, it all comes down to John Jones. I mean, I want to see him come back. I want to see him perform. I want to see this guy go out with a record that nobody can match. But this 2.5 year thing of, you know, not wanting to fight, then it's only he's coming in at International Fight Week or MSG. It's kind of getting annoying. Alex is busy. Book the Jones Arsenal fight. If you lose it, regardless, they're probably gonna do the Pereira fight with both of them. Well, let me know what you have to say. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, we'll watch stuff later.